Liverpool might just be preparing to pull off the most audacious transfer hat trick in recent memory. Victor Osimhen? On their radar. Nico Williams? Ticking all the right boxes. Barcelona? In the middle of it all, naturally. But is this an epic masterstroke or a house of cards about to collapse? Rodrygo, once Real Madrid's golden boy, is suddenly packing his metaphorical suitcase, and there's a queue forming outside the Bernabeu with English clubs waving £90 million checks like golden tickets to Wonka's factory. Who's going to snap him up? And then, plot twist alert, Emeric Laporte, fresh from counting Saudi millions in the scorching desert, could be making a shock return to the Premier League. Which club dares to resurrect this defensive juggernaut? And that's just the tip of the transfer iceberg. We're diving deep into the murky, mesmerizing world of summer football drama. Can we smash 600 likes for this one? Because if we do, I'll be back tomorrow with even more madness, chaos, and eyebrow-raising scoops. Let's get this transfer train rolling. Rodrygo to Arsenal? Ah, Real Madrid. The club that can sign anyone but somehow ends up selling half of their future Ballon d'Or candidates for a bag of crisps and a goodbye hug. And the latest episode in this long-running telenovela? Rodrygo goes somewhere else? You see, Rodrygo's once rock-solid spot in Ancelotti's lineup is starting to look shakier than a toddler on roller skates. With Arda Güler and Brahim Diaz turning heads, Rodrygo might just become surplus to requirements at the exact moment he's finally blossomed into a fully-fledged star. Enter Arsenal. Mikel Arteta has clearly had enough of playing the bridesmaid in title races. He's no longer waiting on divine intervention, he's putting in bids for his miracles. And Rodrygo? He ticks every single tactical box. Fast? Check. Clinical? Absolutely. Versatile enough to start wide or tuck in as a false nine. That's practically Arteta's love language. £90 million is the figure being floated, and for once, that feels like daylight robbery in Arsenal's favor. And let's not forget, Arsenal have already made contact with Rodrygo's camp. Quiet chats. Whispered promises. Project PowerPoint presentations. You know how it goes. Real Madrid, meanwhile, are quietly nudging him towards the exit while pretending they're not. A classic, we're not pushing you out, but here's your coat, just in case. Fabrizio Romano sealed it with his "here we go" watermark. Rodrygo will only leave if he asks. So the onus falls on the player. He'll either be painted as the traitor who walked out, or the silent soldier who let his career stagnate behind the next shiny toy. This, my friends, could be the marquee signing Arsenal have been yearning for. Rodrygo could be the poster boy of the next phase of the Emirates era. But will he make the leap? Or cling to the illusion of Real Madrid loyalty while the rug is pulled from under him? Kalhanaglu's Turkish homecoming saga. Hakan Kalhanaglu. The man with a free-kick foot like a sniper rifle and a love for Istanbul so deep it's practically printed on his passport. Galatasaray are offering a red carpet return. Inter Milan, however, are standing there like Scrooge with a calculator. The man wants to go home. Galatasaray want him. The fans are already composing ballads in his honor. But Inter want €40 million. For a 31-year-old. Who is begging to leave? Galatasaray have replied with a €15 million bid and a polite, "Are you serious?" Meanwhile, Inter are acting like they've got the reincarnation of Pirlo on their books. The kicker? Hakan has agreed to a €10 million a year wage cut just to make the move happen. That's not just love for the club. That's borderline spiritual devotion. But Inter? Nah. They want the full golden goose payout. And until they blink, this fairy tale remains stuck in limbo. If they're not careful, they'll end up with an unhappy player, no money, and no suitors. Is it ego? Is it delusion? Is it just Serie A economics in 2025? You tell me. Barca and the Nico Williams ballet. Barcelona. Ah yes, the club that can't pay for bread but somehow keeps shopping at Harrods. They've reportedly agreed everything with Nico Williams. A contract till 2031. A cut-price salary. A pledge of loyalty that feels more medieval knight than modern footballer. The man has even offered to help negotiate down his own release clause. Who does that? But alas, the roadblock is the same one that haunts Laporta's dreams, La Liga's financial fair play. Nico's got one foot in the door. The only problem? The door is locked, and Javier Tebas is holding the key, and grinning. Athletic Bilbao refused to negotiate. It's €62 million, or bust. And while Nico's loyalty is commendable, unless Laporta finds a few spare millions in the couch cushions, this fairy tale ends before it begins. Barca have the player. They just don't have the cash, the registration slot, or the goodwill of La Liga. It's a symphony of chaos. And we, dear viewers, are here for every glorious, ridiculous note. Chelsea vs Newcastle for João Pedro. Meanwhile in London, Chelsea have once again thrown financial logic into the Thames. They've set their sights on João Pedro. Yes, the very same Brighton striker who dazzled last season with 10 Premier League goals and more flair than a carnival parade. The twist? Chelsea already have enough forwards to populate their own nation-state. But no matter. What's another £70 million when you've already spent £1 billion? But Newcastle aren't letting this one slide. Eddie Howe's been keen since 2022, and they've quietly made their approach. Brighton, ever the savvy sellers, are reportedly trying to whip up a bidding war. Expect the price to hit £90 million before anyone even blinks. Classic Seagulls. So who's it going to be? Chelsea's infinite bench of forgotten forwards? Or Newcastle's leaner, meaner attack that actually plays football? Laporte, from oil wells to the Emirates. And finally, let's talk about a twist so spicy, it might just melt the Premier League servers. Emeric Laporte, the forgotten defensive genius, wants back in. After a short stint in Saudi Arabia that paid him better than most hedge funds, Laporte is reportedly itching for some real football. Champions League lights. English weather. Tackling people for fun. Arsenal are circling. Arteta sees him as the ideal addition, left-footed, composed, title-experienced. A rotation godsend for Saliba and Gabriel. But there's one tiny problem. Laporte is on £400,000 a week in Saudi Arabia. That's right. 400,000. Unless he's willing to slash his wages like a man cancelling 5 credit cards in one sitting, this deal doesn't happen. Arsenal don't do pension plans. And Laporte needs to decide, legacy or luxury. Osimhen and the Liverpool transfer web. And finally, to the main event, the big, booming rumble of summer, Liverpool are reportedly going all in for Victor Osimhen. The plan? A multi-layered football heist involving Darwin Núñez, Federico Chiesa, and potentially an entire org chart reshuffle. Darwin out. Chiesa to Napoli. Osimhen to Anfield. Napoli love Chiesa. Conte is practically doing cartwheels. Núñez, bless him, is reportedly open to the move. And Osimhen? He wants Champions League football. Liverpool have that. The numbers? Bonkers. The pressure? Immense. The result? Potentially glorious. Or gloriously catastrophic. Is Osimhen really the answer to Liverpool's striking woes? Or is this just another transfer saga destined to disappear like smoke in the summer sun? So, where do we stand after all that? Rodrygo, Arsenal bound or Madrid marooned? Nico Williams, Barcelona's next bargain or just another name lost to Teba's tyranny? Kalhanaglu, loyal hero or hostage to Inter's greed? And Laporte, a gunner comeback or another mirage from the dunes? Drop your hottest takes, your wildest predictions, and your boldest rants down in the comments. Because this transfer window? It's already shaping up to be one for the ages. Smash that like button like it owes you money, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you tomorrow for another roller coaster through the world of football's most absurd drama.